was built in the early 1900s in Sedona, Arizona. Many people have come and gone through my doors. Families, outlaws, horse thieves, and even famous movie stars. I've outlived them all. Or have I? Why are you here?
Yes, my partner and I were looking for a historic building in Sedona, one that we could utilize for both a restaurant and an antique store. And we were fortunate that Rainbow's End became available, and it was the kind of building that needed a lot of restoration to bring it back to its original beauty. Yeah, the original building behind you is the homestead for the Gibson family, built around the 1920s, totally stone structure, utilized as their home, and they basically farmed the area. And then in 1946, a fellow by the name of Ray Lawson purchased the property, and he turned the homestead into a restaurant, and then built the structure we're standing in right now as a saloon. That was later in the 40s, and then added the dance hall in the back, also in the 40s. Behind me, beyond the pool room, is the original stone structure that served as a general store and gas station for a certain period of time. My employees and guests that come into the restaurant often tell me stories that clearly indicate the place is haunted. And we're fortunate to have actually had one of our guests give us a photograph that gives us good reason to believe that at least that particular day there were some spirits flying about, which were captured in the photograph.
The place has an overall sense of rocking and unbalance, and it is just loaded with entities. There was a bartender who worked here in the early 1800s, maybe the first one who was here. Jake, something with a J, Jake, Joseph, okay. And he just wants to know that he was here. He comes and frequently visits. He wants us to know that John Wayne comes and sits on the roof. John Wayne is not here currently, although this entire section of, as I drove in, is just really very negative energy behind the bar. There was a murder here at some point in time, and the man who was murdered, he was knifed. He is here and present, and he wants to be here, and he wants to be left. He's telling me go away. He wants to be left alone. We're going to respect him and keep moving.
In this particular room, I perceive a lot of different sorts of energies. Can come from the different antique furnitures here, and the owners who left an imprint on the furniture can come through the energy line I was describing. Going through this particular area here, there's a lot of activity going through back forth, like in a data autobahn. But mostly it's a lot of swirling energy. It's a lot of movement in this room. And yeah, we are in a restaurant. When I tune into my clairaudience senses, I hear a lot of talking. It's almost like when you pierce a reality from this reality to another time. Now the restaurant is not in use, but you can tune into a moment where it was in use. And it's a lot of chitter and talk. So it must have also been used for something else than just dining. It's a lot of energy going on, that I would say as a first impression.
There are many stories within these walls, and there are many stories yet to come. No matter what others call me, homestead, general store, saloon, restaurant, I will always be a part of Sedona's history, along with those who remain here.